Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning, all of you. Are you there? Am I audible? Yes. Good morning, Shweta. Okay, let's start today's session. I'm sharing my screen. In last session, we have seen the serializable. Okay, what is the serializability? In that, we also seen the conflict serializable as well as the view serializable. Hmm? So to maintain the consistency, it is the way, serializability is the way to maintain the consistency in our database system. Is it? So when we are performing any non-serial operations, our database may or may not be in a consistent state. So to check whether it's in the consistent state or not after the executions, if you are performing any kind of transactions, then serializability method is important. So serial schedule is always in a consistent state before as well as the after the execution of the transactions. So there are two types of serializability, conflict as well as the view serializability. So if a given non-serial schedule can be converted into a serial schedule by swapping its non-conflicting operations, then it is called as a conflict serializable. So what is the conflicts operations? So there are the conditions. There are three conditions. Two operations are called as a conflicting operations if all the following conditions holds true for them. Which are those conditions? So both, suppose there are two transaction and we are operating on the same data, then both the operations belong to first condition is a different transaction. Both the operations are on the same data item, they are working on the same data item, and at least one of the two operations is a write operation. If any transaction, two transaction fulfilling these three conditions, then that transaction comes under the conflict serializable schedule, and after the execution of that transaction, it's maintain the consistency. Okay, so here we are again, uh, there are converted rules are there, that is a read, this is a non-conflict operations. Then read write, it's a conflict, write read conflict, and write is also conflict operation is there. Then view serializability, it's an another method to check whether the our transaction, non-serial transaction is provide the serializability or not, and if it is a serializable, then it's a maintain the consistency. So for that, if any schedule, we can say it's a view serializable if uh, if it is a view equivalent to its serial schedule, and if schedule is in conflict serializable, then it will be a view serializable. Conflict serializable already assigned, so that is automatically comes under the view serializable. But view serializable, which does not conflict serializable, contains the blind write. Blind write means what? We are reading the in a specific transaction, we are writing on a specific data without reading the previous data. That is nothing but the blind write. सपोज म्हणजे जस्ट फॉर एक्झाम्पल मी इथे सांगायचा प्रयत्न करेन की सपोज तुम्ही तुमच्या अकाउंटवर ट्रान्झॅक्शन काहीतरी करत आहात तर तुम्ही ऑफकोर्स फर्स्ट अकाउंट बॅलन्स चेक करता. दॅट मीन्स यू आर रिडिंग दॅट अकाउंट व्हॅल्यू आणि देन त्याच्यावर अपडेट करता ना डिपॉझिट असेल किंवा विथड्रॉ असेल. बट इन केस जर तुम्ही डायरेक्टली विथड्रॉ करत असाल तुमच्याच अकाउंटवरून तर इट्स समवॉट ब्लाइंड रेट. म्हणजे एक सांगायचा उद्देश असा की विदाउट रीडिंग व्हॅल्यू previous value, if you are writing directly, that is nothing but the blind write. Okay, if the view serializable which does not conflict serializable, then it contains the blind write in that. Then the view equivalent, in that initial read we have to check if in schedule S1 we are reading the A value in by transaction T1, then in schedule S2 also we are reading A value by T1 itself. That is the thing but the initial equivalent. Then the updated read, and after that we have seen the final write. These are the three conditions by which we can assume that schedule is a view equivalent. Okay, then we have also seen the example of view serializable. Now look this tree diagram. We are on a schedule in DBMS: serial, non-serial, serial, non-serializable. There are two types. In serializable we have seen the conflict serializable, view serializable. Now sometimes schedule may be a non-serializable. Then what to do? Then again there are two types of that to cover that schedule. That is the coverable and non-recoverable. If it is a non-serializable schedule, then it does not maintain the consistency. So we have to recover that one. We have to take rollback that one. So there are two types: recoverable again and non-recoverable. And recoverable again we are categorized into three types: cascading schedule, cascade lace schedule, and strict schedule. Okay, yesterday we have seen the serialized level. Today we will see the non-serialized level. Now the non-serializable schedule which is not serializable, it's called a non-serializable. आणि आता तुम्हाला माहिती की serializable means what? So non-serializable opposite to that, ज्याच्यामध्ये आपण कॉन्फ्लिक्ट पण नाही आहे आणि व्ह्यू पण नाही आहे. मग काय होईल तर in non-serializable schedule it is not guaranteed to produce the same effect as produced by the some serial schedule and any consistent database. मग non-serializable असेल तर it may be inconsistent or it may be not. Okay, again there is another characteristics. See, non-serializable आहे तर तिथे गॅरंटी नाही आहे की तो कन्सिस्टंट मध्ये असेल की मे और मे नॉट बी इनकन्सिस्टंट. and again it may or may not be recoverable. So that's why here are the two types: recoverable and non-recoverable. Okay, so irrecoverable schedule or non-recoverable schedule, both are the same term. So a transaction performs a dirty read operation from an uncommitted transactions and commits before the transaction from which it has read the value. Then such schedule is known as irrecoverable schedule or non-recoverable schedule. See, transaction. If any transaction performing the dirty read operations from the uncommitted transactions. We have already seen the dirty read operations. The commit, and before committing the transaction one, transaction to get committed, then it's called as a irrecoverable schedule. See over here the example now. Here T2 performs dirty read operations. In transaction T1, we are reading the A, then writing A, but is it committed? No. Is it committed? No. Directly in transaction T2, we are reading the value of A, though the T1 is executed the partially. That is nothing but the dirty read. Are you getting, students? Why I am again explaining the dirty read concept. Here transaction T1 is going on and transaction T2. These are working parallelly. Here first transaction T1 perform the read operation on A and again the write operations. Still it's in our working. It's in processing. But meanwhile, transaction T2 read the value of A. So because of that, it's not committed. That's why it's called as a dirty read. T2 commits, and what is happening? T2 commits before T1, and because of some reason, if T1 gets fades later after committing the T1, so and it's rollback. The value that T1, T2 reads now stand to be incorrect because it's not executed, it's not completed the transaction, but in meanwhile the updated value read by the T2. So and again it's get rollback. So T2 reads now incorrect value. Okay. And T2 cannot recover since it has already committed. This is a non-recoverable schedule. We can say this kind of situation is a non-recoverable because it's not committed, and meanwhile it's get rollbacks, all the operation get cancelled. But here while the process is going on, dirty read is happen, and now and it's get committed before T1 gets completed. Okay, so after rollback, R1 value of A read by the T2 is now it stands to be incorrect. So this kind of situation schedule is called as a non-recoverable schedule because we are already committed. Okay. Now, then what is the recoverable schedule? Let's see. Non-recoverable समजला आहे का? Are you getting the concept of the irrecoverable or non-recoverable schedule? Yes. Or may I repeat the concept? At least reply yes, no, or may I repeat? Please. May I repeat the concept? Yes, Shweta, what you want to say? May I repeat the concept or are you getting? See, recoverable schedule and irrecoverable schedule. काही वेळा दोन ट्रान्झॅक्शनचे एक्झिक्युशन चालू आहे आणि T1 मधलं जे अपडेटेड व्हॅल्यू आहे ती T2 ने रीड केली आहे इथे. बट T1 चे ट्रान्झॅक्शन अजून कंप्लीट झालेले नाहीये आणि त्याच आधी T2 ने त्यांच्या नंतर व्हॅल्यू रीड केलेली आहे, पण ती स्मॉल ट्रान्झॅक्शन असल्यामुळे ते लगेच संपून गेली. इथे बघा, T1 कमिटेड झालाय का? नाही, त्याचे ट्रान्झॅक्शन कंप्लीट झाले नाहीये. पण T2 नंतर सुरू झालाय, पण त्याच्या आधीच कमिट होऊन तो फिनिश पण झालाय. आणि मीनवाईल T1 चे जे ट्रान्झॅक्शन आहे ते फेल्युअर झालंय. अज्युम करा की ते फेल झालेलं आहे. सर व्हॉट अबाउट T2? T2 ने तर T1 कडून व्हॅल्यू रीड केलेली आहे. व्हॅल्यू रीड केलेली आहे आणि तो त्याची प्रोसेस कंप्लीट करून फिनिश पण झालेली आहे. सो बिकॉज ऑफ T1 गेट फेल्स, मग ट्रान्झॅक्शन काय होईल? रोलबॅक होईल आणि अगेन नंतर रिस्टार्ट झालं तर रिस्टार्ट होईल. पण फर्स्ट स्टेप काय होईल? इट गेट रोल बॅक. आणि रोलबॅक झाल्यामुळे मग इथे जी अपडेटेड व्हॅल्यू आहे राईट ए मुळे ती पण आता म्हणजे प्रिव्हियस स्टेटला गेली, म्हणजे जी आधीची होती ती. बट ट्रान्झॅक्शन T2 ने तर अपडेटेड व्हॅल्यू रीड केलेली आहे. सो T2 स्टँड्स टू बी इनकरेक्ट. जी व्हॅल्यू नाहीच आहे ती त्याच्यामध्ये गेलेली आहे. सो हे जे शेड्यूल आहे, हे जे ट्रान्झॅक्शन आहे, दॅट ट्रान्झॅक्शन इज कॉल्ड एज अ नॉन रिकव्हरेबल शेड्यूल, कारण की ऑलरेडी कमिट होऊन ते फिनिश झालेलं आहे. ओके, नाउ लेट्स सी द रिकव्हरेबल शेड्यूल. If in a schedule a transaction performs a dirty read operation from an uncommitted transaction, see इथे पण T1 हा uncommitted transaction होता, that's why it's a dirty read operation from the uncommitted transaction, and its commit operation is delayed till the uncommitted transaction either commits or roll back, then such a schedule is known as a recoverable schedule. See the difference. इथे पण डर्टी रीड झालेला आहे, बट जरी रीड झालेला असेल तर इथे T2 जो ट्रान्झॅक्शन आहे हा T1 संपायच्या आधीच तो संपून गेलेला आहे, तो फिनिश झालेला आहे. त्यामुळे आपण आता तो कव्हर नाही करू शकत आहेत. पण वेन वी कॅन कव्हर दॅट वन, जर इथे हाच ऑपरेशन आयदर रोलबॅक नंतर कमिट, T2 चा जर ऑपरेशन आहे कमिट, हे आयदर रोलबॅक किंवा T1 नंतर जर कमिट झाला असता तर दॅट्स वी कॅन रिकव्हरेबल, दॅट इज रिकव्हरेबल. I am reading one more time. A transaction perform a dirty read operation from an uncommitted transaction and its commit operation is delayed till the uncommitted transaction either commits or rollbacks. Then such a schedule is known as a recoverable schedule. The commit operation of transaction that performs a dirty read is delayed. This ensures that it still has the chance to recover if the uncommitted transactions fails later. See over here now, recoverable schedule example. Here transaction T1 and transaction T2. Here again there is a dirty read because write A and read A. Just a minute. See here, write A and we are reading the A value which is updated by the T1, but T1 still not committed. That's why it's dirty read. Here T2 performs dirty read operation. The commit operation of T2 is delayed till the T1 commits or rollback. Okay. इथे आपण वेटिंग स्टेट मध्ये जात आहोत कारण की अजून T1 कंप्लीट झालेला नाहीये म्हणून. ओके. इथे पण वेटिंग स्टेट करा कारण की इथे आणखीन कमिट साठी आपण वेट करत आहोत. नाउ T1 commits later, here it's committed, and T2 is now allocated. T2 is now allocated to commit. In this case, T1 would have failed and T2 has a chance to cover by rolling back. Okay. So this kind of schedule is recoverable schedules. इथे चान्स आहे ना की अजून कमिट करा. सपोज हा कमिट नसता झाला, रोलबॅक झाला असता तर हे पण आपण रोलबॅक करू शकलो असतो. हा कमिटेड झालाय म्हणून आपण नंतर इथे T2 सुद्धा कमिट केलेला आहे. लाईक दॅट. So there are methods, two methods to check whether the schedule is recoverable or irrecoverable. Let's see the method one. First, in method one, कधी कधी तुम्हाला प्रॉब्लेम देतात आणि म्हणतात की बाबा check whether it's recoverable or irrecoverable. At that time, you have to apply this method. First, check whether the given schedule is conflict serializable or not. If the given schedule is conflict serializable, then it is surely recoverable. Yes, conflict आहे means तो serializable आहे, and that's why it's a it is a recoverable. And stop the report your answer. If the given schedule is not conflict serializable, then it may be a or may not be a recoverable. So go to check the another methods. First method मध्ये आपल्याला चेक करायचं आहे की whether is it conflict serializable. If it is, then 100% it's recoverable. So we can, in short, we can say over there, all the conflict serializable schedules are recoverable, and all recoverable schedule may or may not be a conflict serializable. Okay. Now the method 2, if it is not conflict serializable, and then what to do? So in method 2, first check whether there is any dirty read operation is there. That means a reading from an uncommitted transaction. If there does not exist any dirty read operation, then the schedule is surely recoverable. Conflict नाहीये, but आणि dirty read सुद्धा नाहीये तिथे, तर मग आपण तिथे ते it's surely recoverable आपण consider करू शकतो. If there exists any dirty read operation, then the schedule may or may not be a recoverable. So what to do that times? If there is a dirty read is present. So if the commit operation of the transaction performing the dirty read occurs before the commit or abort operation of the transaction which updated the value, then schedule is irrecoverable. And in case 2, if the commit operation of the transaction performing the dirty read is delayed till the commit or abort operation of the transaction which is updated the value, then schedule is recoverable. केस 1 आणि केस 2 जे दोन्ही पण आपण आता एक्झाम्पल बघितलेले आहेत की फर्स्ट हा इरिकव्हरेबल शेड्यूल का आहे आणि सेकंड रिकव्हरेबल कसं आहे. मग आपण इन शॉर्ट असं म्हणू शकतो की if there is a no dirty read, that means that schedule is a recoverable. Okay. So let's see the next point, that is the types of recoverable schedules. So a recoverable schedule may be one of these kinds, that is the cascading schedule, cascade-less schedule, and strict schedules. So let's see each and every one by one. Is there any doubt? Let me know. Till now, is there any doubt? Let me know. Any query, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thanks for the response. Now, cascading schedule. There are 3 types of recoverable schedule. First one is the cascading schedule. If in a schedule failure of one transaction causes several other dependent transaction. पहिला ट्रान्झॅक्शन आहे आणि त्याच्यावर दुसरे 2-3 ट्रान्झॅक्शन डिपेंडेंट आहे आणि पहिल्याच ट्रान्झॅक्शन मध्ये फेल्युअर आलं तर काय होईल, तर we have to roll back or abort that transactions. In a such a schedule called as a cascading schedule or cascading rollback or cascading abort. All these terms are the same. We can say that cascading schedule, cascading rollback, or cascading abort. See over here now, there are 4 transactions T1, T2, T3, and T4. Now, in T1, we are performing read and write operation on A operator, on A value, and in T2, it's reading the, just a minute. See, here we are performing the read and write on A. Again, T2 taking the value which is updated by the A and performing read and write. Again, T3 taking the value which is updated by T2 and it again performing read and write on that. And T4 again taking the updated value from T3 and performing read and write operations. Okay. So if you see over here carefully, then transaction T2 depends on T1, T3 depends on T2, and T4 depends on T3. So in this schedule, the failure of transaction T1 causes the transaction T2 rollbacks. Suppose इथे आता हाच जर फेल झाला तर काय होईल, we have to roll back T2. Again, it's also depend, there is a dependency. Again, we have to roll back T3 and T4 too. So such a rollback is called as a cascading rollback. Okay. Means we are recovering our schedule in a cascade form by performing the cascading rollback or cascading abort. So that schedule is called as a cascading schedule. This is the recovery method. Now next type is the cascadeless, cascading, cascadeless, and strict one. So cascadeless schedule, if in a schedule a transaction is not allowed to read a data item until the last transaction that has written it is committed or aborted, then such schedule is called as a cascadeless schedule. म्हणजे इथे काय होतंय माहिती का आता की read operation, transaction is not allowed to read the data item until the last transaction that is written is committed or aborted. See over here. Here read A and write A आहे, and here and T2 performing the write A operation. It's an uncommitted write. Means what? We are not allowing here over here uncommitted read operation. In cascadeless schedule, we are not allowing the uncommitted read operation, that is a dirty read, before committing the previous transaction. But we are allowing the uncommitted write. We are not allowing the read operation, but we are allowing the write operation in T2. So cascadeless schedule allows only committed read operations. We can say that the cascadeless schedule only allow committed read operation. Therefore, it avoids the cascading rollback and thus it saves the CPU time. इथे बघितलं तर read A, though the T1 is not committed, the dependency is over there. T2 depend on T1 again. So means it's allows the uncommitted read as well as the uncommitted write in cascading schedule. But now in cascadeless schedule, it allows only uncommitted write, but it does not allow the committed read. It does not allows uncommitted read. Sorry. So it's also saves the CPU time. So last one is the type of recoverability is the strict schedule. Recoverability and recoverable schedule both are the same term. Then here the third type of the recoverability is the strict schedule. In a strict schedule, a transaction is neither allowed to read nor write a data item until the last transaction that has written is committed or aborted. See, cascading मध्ये आपण दोन्ही uncommitted read and write होते तिथे. Cascadeless मध्ये फक्त आपण uncommitted write allow केलं, but strict schedule मध्ये आपण दोन्हीही allow करत नाहीये. Uncommitted read पण नाही आणि uncommitted write सुद्धा नाही. That's why it's called as a strict schedule. Okay. In other word, we can say that strict schedule allow only committed read and write operations. Clearly, strict schedule implements more restriction than the cascadeless schedule. See over here. Write A performed by the T1, and after that we are performing commit or rollbacks. And after that in T2 we are performing read and write. So strict schedule is the more strict than the cascadeless schedule. All strict schedules are the cascadeless schedule, and all cascade-less schedule are not a strict schedule. It's not happen vice versa. Okay. Is that clear, everyone? You want to note it down, just note down. Hope so you all are getting the concept. Till is there any query here? Let me know. Okay. Okay. Today we are stopping here only. Attendance, please. Roll number 1. Attendance, please. Roll number 1. Are you there?
Present.
2,
Present.
3,
Present, ma'am.
4,
Yes, ma'am.
5,
Present.
6,
Present.
7, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11 are present. 12. Roll number 12. 13.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. 14. Roll number 14. 15.
Present.
16. 17. 18.
Present.
19.
Present.
20.
Present.
21.
Present.
22. 22. 23.
Present.
24. 25.
Present.
26.
Present.
27. 27. 28, 29, 30 are present. 31. 31. 32.
Yes, ma'am.
33.
Present, ma'am.
34. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38 are present. 38, 39, 40 also present. 41. Roll number 41. 42.
Present.
43. 43. 44.
Present.
45. 46. 47.
Present, madam.
48.
Present, ma'am.
49. 49. 50,
Present.
51,